guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Hello YouTube, welcome to another episode of Murphy's Law. Today I've got a quick pickup video for you. Some of it is donations, some of it is stuff that I traded for, none of it I paid any cash for. I've got a little bit of everything from each of the systems that I collect for mainly, so let's just get right into it. We'll start with NES there. First up, I have a copy of Castlevania 1. I know I had one of these in my earlier pickup videos. That was from a trade that didn't work. The guy graciously sent me another copy. This seems to be an alternate label where it kind of wraps around the top up there. It's a little worse shape, but the game works, and that's all I really care about. Then we have Superman. I want to collect almost all the comic book games that I can. This one is not very good in the eyes of a lot of people. I have some fond memories of it as a kid. I'll probably throw some Game Genie on it and play through that like I do with most of the stuff. So yeah, that's... Then Mega Man 5, so that's now 2 out of the 6 for regular Nintendo that I have. I have 3 and I had just got 5. Again, little rough shape. You can kind of see the discolorization there. But I am mainly... stuff that I want for me, as long as it works, that's all I care about. If I have an opportunity to trade up to a nicer looking one, I will, and trade this one away. But for now, I'm very happy to have that. Excuse my voice. Then Mickey Mouse Capades, another one of the Disney Capcom games, which, as I've said before, are almost all fantastic. Very happy to have that. Fond memories. My fiance laughed at me a little bit when I showed her the game, thinking it was funny that I owned it. But I like this game, and so do a lot of people I know. So that's it for Nintendo. We'll do Super Nintendo really quick. All 3 of these games were donations. They came with another Super Nintendo system. It was yellowed on the bottom. Mine was yellowed on the top, so I took them apart, switched them together, and now I have one full gray system and one full yellow system. I'll probably use the yellow system for experimenting in custom paint jobs, which I've seen a lot of on the internet and made me want to try. Came with some other games. They're all doubles for me, so I'm just going to show you the ones that I'm super happy about. First, oh, sorry about the glare there. Mega Man X1, the first Mega Man game by Capcom. First Mega Man X game. X2 and X3. I was unaware of the value of these games when they were given to me, so after I posted pictures on the trading group I'm part of, they got a couple people say, hey, you want to trade the Mega Man X3? And I was wondering why it was so... I mean, I know Mega Man games are usually good games and people want them, but I didn't know that this one was worth so much. I'm probably not going to trade those ever. I love the Mega Man games, so very happy to have those in my collection. We'll do quick Nintendo 64 here, and then we'll get on to the main chunk of it, which is Sega Genesis. So these were dropped off today by a buddy of mine. I pretty much essentially traded them for some Nintendo AV cables, the ones that work for Super Nintendo, 64, and GameCube. He had a GameCube he didn't have cables to, and he said he didn't really care about these games. He doesn't have a 64, so he gave them to me. So we've got a Star Fox non-player's choice. I might replace my player's choice with this and trade away the player's choice. Another copy of Ocarina of Time, and NBA Hang Time. So those are all doubles for me, but they are good trade fodder, so that makes me really happy. So now we'll move on to the Genesis games. Alright, we'll do the loose games first. So first up is Fatal Fury 2. Cart is in rough shape. And then all the stuff I'm going to show you here came from a trade that I did with the guy in the group. So again, no money spent, all just game for games. Fatal Fury 2. Then we have Frogger for the Genesis. I don't remember the differences between this one and the original arcade one, so I'll have to play that again to find out. Genesis 6-pack, and if you'll forgive me, I'm going to turn this over and look at it because I don't remember what's on it. So it's got the first Sonic, Golden Axe, the first Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, and Super Hang-On. So those are really great games. I'd say 5 out of those 6 games are fantastic to play. Not a big Hang-On fan. Those are fun in the arcade with the motorcycles you ride back and forth, but on the home console, it's not my first choice. I'd pick Road Rash over Super Hang-On. But the other 5 games on here are fantastic. It's cool that they can throw them all in one cartridge. Then, oddly enough, we have the first Golden Axe. Again, a little rough, but condition doesn't really matter to me when it's stuff that I'm keeping for myself. Desert Demolition. It's a Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote game. I love Looney Tunes. I don't think I've ever played this game, so I'm not sure how it goes. Some of the other Looney Tunes games are hit or miss. We'll have to play this one to find out. Mrs. Pac-Man, classic there. Paperboy, I've never played the Genesis version of Paperboy. I've only played the NES version, so we'll have to see if this one has up graphics. It is made by Tengen, and as we all know, they're a fantastic game company, and it's, I would assume, 16-bit, so we'll have to play that to see the differences. Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure, I remember renting this game. Some of the maps get a little confusing, but the game itself is very, very fun. Ren and Stimpy's Invention. I don't remember playing this. Cartoon was fantastic, really ahead of its time, more adult-oriented than some other cartoons around the time, and paved the way for things like SpongeBob, in my opinion. But I don't remember the game, so I'll have to play that to give it a shot. Then another classic, Vector Man. This game I absolutely love a lot. I love Vector Man. Both 1 and 2 are great, great action platformers, and if you have the chance, you should play these. Now we've got a few box games for the Genesis. First up is Ernest Evans. I'll have to raise that up there. Sorry about the glare again. That is complete. Open it up. There's the manual and the game. I always liked that Sega went with the hard cases. These are a lot easier to find than the Nintendo cases. So it's cool that they went with this. I always like that. Then we have Mortal Kombat 2. The game itself was sent to me loose. And then I have the instruction manual and box from that first Sega Genesis donation that I showed you from my friend. So together they gave me a complete Mortal Kombat 2. Next is Spider-Man and X-Men Arcade's Revenge. This one is game and case only. But I absolutely love everything Spider-Man. I remember playing this game as a child. My uncle had it. It's hard as hell. It is hard as hell. Some of the stages are ridiculous. I remember completing the first stage for every character. And then it's almost impossible to beat the second stages. So you play one stage of Spider-Man, then you get to choose your X-Men, your X-Man, I guess, your X-Person, BPC there. So let's see, you get to choose between Wolverine, Storm, Gambit, Cyclops. They all each have a stage. Once you play through those first stages, you get the option of playing through a second stage as each individual character, and then again as Spider-Man at the end, if I remember correctly, to beat the final boss. Really, really fun game. Cool that they brought all those characters together. The animation is really nice, but it is a hard as fuck game. Then next up, plain old Spider-Man. This is 100% complete. I don't remember actually playing this one. It looks like all the major villains come out after Spider-Man. If you take a look at the back there. Oh man, I can't wait till I get my new camera. So, and then the Fantastic Four also join him. Again, I'm trying to go for as many superhero comic book games as I can. So these are two that are on my list that are now off my list. And I can't wait to give this one a shot. And then last but not least, Streets of Rage 2, not for resale. The manual's a little rough, a little beat up, a little bit of tears and bends there, but the box and card are in nice condition for the most part. Love the Streets of Rage series. Rivals the Double Dragon series easily, especially in the last one you can play as a boxing kangaroo. That was always fun. But these are great, great games. I love them, so happy to have that one. And then I have the first one in that 6-pack there. I want to get the first one individually, but that is yet to be seen. And then next we have a couple of system that were part of the trade. This first one was actually a gift. I said I was going to do that birthday video, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit longer than I thought before I get those packages I was waiting for. So we're going to skip that for now. I was going to show you all this stuff. And so one of the things I did get for my birthday that I can show you, though, is a Sega CD unit. I'm not sure if this is Model 1 or 2. I don't know much about the Sega CD. I don't have any games for it, nor do I have all the wires for it. But I do have the unit, and that's what's most important. And then next in that trade with all the Sega Genesis stuff was a 32X system. I've never actually played around with one of these. I know all the Sega Genesis, the Sega CD, and the 32X combined to make one beast of a system. Knuckles Chaotix for the 32X was part of that trade as well. This is one of the more popular games on the system. I watched the Let's Play because I'd never heard of it, so it's mainly you play as Knuckles while linked by a ring to one of any of the other characters. They're not Sonic characters, they're new characters that are like Knuckles team-up people for him for the game. So that seems interesting. I'll have to give that a shot. And now, just because I have it, I will show you what it all looks like to put together. Take the Sega Genesis as the main unit. I have a Model 2 here. The Sega CD came with an extender tray for the Model 1. but I don't need that, so we'll ignore that. So on the Sega Genesis, there is a little black flap, I guess you call it, a tray, whatever, that pops off the unit and exposes that connector there. There's also a little red piece of plastic that goes over it. So you take those two off, slide in like that, 32X.
And all form the head.
Goes into the top of the unit like so, and that is a completed Sega Beast. There's also a Master System adapter that you can get that I believe works with the unit itself. You take the 32X part of it off, but that's what it looks like complete. Now you need 3 AC adapters, 1 set of AV cables, and a pass-through cable to connect all this together. Each unit itself, the lighting's not too good here, so you probably can't see it. But each unit itself takes an AC adapter. You need one there, and one up here. The Sega CD is a Generation 1, which I do have. I also have one of the 2 Generation 2 AC adapters I need for the Genesis and 32X. Then you need a pass-through cable, which goes from the Genesis to the 32X, and then you need regular AV cables, which comes out of the 32X and into your TV. So it's a big setup. I can't wait till I get all the stuff to hook it up and to give it a try. Looks like most of the Sega CD games are really cheesy, taking advantage of the fact that they can put full motion video onto the system for one of the first times in video game history, and aren't very good, but I'll have to play them to find out. Luckily, they look pretty cheap. So that's all I really have for you today. I have a new idea for a new segment of my show. I know I keep talking about things and not getting them done, but I just got to do some research on how to get the footage that I want. So I want to take a look at some of the rare games that are out there, things like Earthbound, things like Demon's Crest, all these games that are $100 plus that cost so much. I want to take a look at their gameplay, because people want them for their collection because they're bragging rights, but are they really worth it? Are they good games? That's what I want to take a look at. I'm not trying to talk anybody out of buying them, but I figure the show will go like, I'll introduce the game, I'll tell you a little bit about it, I'll tell you its going price, I'll show you some gameplay, I'll give my opinions on it, and then you can go from there and use that information however you'd like. Because some of them, like, I collect games that I want to play. I collect games that I will play. I may not play all my games all the time, but there are games that I would play at one point in time. So that's what I want to take a look at. And that'll go up with this first part of my show, and then the reviews I get done. I actually got contacted by a friend who has video capture equipment, so he'd like to get in on this. We're going to do some reviews, probably starting with Earthbound. That won't be the same as the rare gamers review that I'm talking about, just game reviews in general. So that's all I really have for you guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Please, there's somebody going around giving me thumbs down on all my videos. I have no idea who it is. I don't really care. I do this for fun. I'm entertaining some people out there. All my videos are averaging over 100 views a piece, so I don't care. Keep thumbing down. Do what you got to do, buddy. And as always, fight evil, play video games.